If you have questions, concerns, and are just lost when it comes to planning for retirement, meet Steve Hoyle and Derek Caldwell of the Hoyle Financial Group. You know, we talk all the time here on the show about how important it is to save and do and work hard for your retirement. Well, there's also a part of retirement when, you know, the money that you've saved is meant to make that part of your life happy, right? You should be able to spend it and do the things you want to do. But financial advisor Mark Berg, he tells Morningstar Financial that too many people tend to give in to the fear of spending.
We're typically more encouraging spending than discouraging spending, meaning they're living so within their means that their withdrawal rate is 1 or 2 or 3%. And especially as they're aging into their 70s and 80s, you know, their spending levels actually, their draw rate typically is actually leveling out, if not declining. And so we feel that 3 to 4-ish% range in the younger end of retirement with some exceptions. And then, you know, it creeps up over time has worked well.
So that's interesting. I mean, Derek, have you guys had similar conversations where you say, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you've got the money, go spend?
Oh, absolutely. That is something we do a lot of. And it's really the first round when we first meet people, you know, right, Steve? It's because once we establish the plan and, hey, this is how much that, you know, we feel like you can spend and this is how much income we can generate, that kind of gives them the freedom to spend within that, you know, because that's really the number one thing that we see when people have that fear. It's that they have not worked with a professional that has sat down with them and given them that. They're so afraid. They don't know what kind of income they can generate or what their target is, so they don't spend a dime. You know, I call it beanie weenies, right? I mean, that's what I tell everybody. You didn't work your whole life to eat beanie weenies.
You know, Derek, one of the things I find about people is some people never change. And I have these people come see us as they come see you all the time, and they say, when I retire, I'm going to remodel my bathroom. I'm going to remodel my kitchen. I'm going to redo my house. And they never get around to it. And I think it's so sad to see people that live their whole life and they want to do it, but the fear of the unknown or the fear of running out of money keeps them from doing it. And I see people that really never get to bloom and to blossom in retirement. And I think that's a huge problem, Jess. You know, we had a lady, she and her brother were both clients of ours, and she had never married, and she worked her whole life, and she was great with numbers. I just adored her. When she retired, she was going to redo her house and do all these things, and, you know, she started having eye problems, and she never got to enjoy her retirement or her money. And I think that's so sad to see people do that.
Yeah, see, that's the biggest question that people struggle with a lot of times when they come in and we start doing analysis for them. That's one of the questions I ask. So what are your goals in retirement? What do you want to do? And when I ask them that question, it's like deer in the headlights. They're, you know, maybe travel some. Well, where do you want to travel to? I don't know. And, you know, and they're a month away from retirement. They haven't even thought about it because for a lot of people, let's be honest, it's a struggle to get to retirement sometimes. Sure. So I tell everybody, give me 2 hours of your time or give your boss 2 years. The choice is yours. So the proper planning goes into place for this because our whole objective here at Hoyle Financial is for you not to eat beanie weenies, for you to do the things you want to do in retirement that make an impact on your life, because that's what we all want to do in retirement.
You know, Derek, y'all laugh about my thing, but I did it for years. You know, I kept TG&Y poster boards, white pieces of poster, and tell people to go home and get some pictures off the internet or out of magazines about the things that you want in retirement. Is it a car? Is it a house? Is it some clothes? Is it some travel? Is it some grandkids? Is it some education? Learning to speak Spanish? What is your thing in retirement? So come see us at Hoyle. Let us help you figure out the numbers, and we'll back that out about what you want to do and make sure your why meets your numbers. That's what it's about, guys.
It all comes down to making that first move and having that first appointment with either one of you or both of you or a member of the Hoyle team. What is that first appointment like? Do I come in with my notebooks of receipts and statements and go, here you go? What does it look like?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to say that comes down to comfort level. It is a big thing, but our first step is to get to know you, you know, lay out our strategies, what your thoughts are on your retirement, or what do you need help with specifically? And we get to know each other. It's kind of like what do you say, Steve, the Texas two-step, right? We're just kind of getting to know each other and everything. I love that initial meeting. I had a couple from Austin the other day. They told me, they said, Derek, you're unlike anybody I've ever talked to, because most people just want to send me your statements. And that's the extent of the first conversation. And I hadn't mentioned that at all, because I wanted to get to know him and see, hey, where have you been? Where do you want to go? What do you not like about your finances right now? That's all way more important to Hoyle Financial in their first meeting than, hey, send me your statements. Now, there's people that walk in and they got a whole stack of stuff, and that's great too. But we're going to have that same conversation, is to get to know you and see what we can do for you and make sure that we're on the same track for what our goals are in this initial conversation.
Jess, we have clients that I started with 35 years ago, and we have all their kids, their grandkids. We have 3 generations of people. We've learned everything that we do for our clients from our clients.
So if you're listening and wondering, well, how far do I have to drive? How does this work? Steve, expand on your locations.
Well, we got started in Amarillo, Texas, and that'll always be home to all of us. But, I went to Tech, and so we had so much business out of Lubbock. We opened an office there, and then we had people coming from Seminole, Andrews, Odessa, Midland, Carlsbad, everywhere. So we finally opened a Midland, Odessa office. We're on the radio 2 days a week on KLBJ, Lady Bird Johnson station in Austin. And then with me living in Dallas a lot of the time, we do a lot of business in DFW. If I'm headed to Midland or somewhere through Abilene, we've got clients in Abilene. Stop by and see them. I think life is so much just about the people you meet along the way. Last year, Derek had some people come in and say, they want to see us. And they sat down and he said, I met Steve at a gas pump. I was filling up my car and got to talking with Steve, and he gave me his business card. Here it is. And, that's kind of how I got to know him. And we have the neatest clients, and they do the greatest things for us. And you know what? I've always told people on our team, treat people the way you want to be treated. Right, Derek?
Absolutely. And, just this weekend, we were at one of our clients. And in fact, Steve, I don't know how long she's been with you, but, it was her 95th birthday, everybody.
I know.
95th.
Wow.
And that's a huge deal. Her family, everybody's there. You know who she invites? Hoyle Financial.
I met her through a nonprofit, and then she retired, and she had already lost her first husband, so we became good friends. And there was this Hilton Hotel out here on the edge of town. She liked to go out there and dance, and she's a pretty fit lady even today, but she has cowboy boots, the cutest boots you've ever seen. And Jess, she has this gorgeous white hair. There's never been a hair out of place.
Oh, wow.
I've been there at 8:30 in the morning. Her hair is perfect. So she was out there dancing, and she met her husband there. They had the sweetest marriage. We love her. We love her family. She was 82 or 83 coming in and telling me about her boyfriend, about dating, that they were going steady at 82 or 83. I want to tell all the listeners out there, you've got time on your side. You know what? You need to go out there and find a place to do the Texas two-step and come and tell me about it.
If you'd like to sit down with Steve and Derek or a member of the Hoyle Financial Group, visit retiretexasstyle.com.
Hoyle Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and/or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Bonus annuities may include higher surrender charges, longer surrender charge periods, lower caps, higher spreads, or other restrictions that are not included in similar annuities that do not offer a premium bonus feature. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Hoyle Financial Group, Texas Insurance Licensed 1719183.